Flacco wasn't going to be the only person to say that.
Wait, let me chime in real quick.
Other people are going to say that.
Hold on, Ricky, let me chime in. Okay, so I get what TAY F is saying, and I do want to say this before we dive deeper into this topic. TAY F, I was dissing the fuck out of you on the Wednesday show. I was watching. But hold on.
Listen. Hold on.
I gotta be honest though. You feel me? I was dissing the fuck out of you.
I seen a twerking video of you. I take everything back. I'm sorry.
Just valid.
I love it. I love it.
Listen, but let me say something. So with what TAY F was saying, like, you know, he respect dude, whatever the case may be.
Right.
Because, you know, like when you're in that situation, it just based on the atmosphere. So I feel like just like with me and TAY F, we had, you know, I wasn't feeling you. I ain't gonna lie. About 30 minutes ago, I was dissing the fuck out of you because you said fuck my grandma, and I felt like, you know, that was like a low blow because my grandma raised me. It wasn't like. That's like I don't know if your mom raised you or your grandma raised you, but my grandma raised me.
Hey, let me say I apologize for that. The reason why I did say that is because, listen, everybody grandma dies one day, but I do want to say I apologize.
But
I really do apologize.
To all the abuelitas. But my grandmother, I called her mom, so it was different. That was my mom to me. You know what I'm saying? And so honestly, I felt some type of way, but sitting here with you, and I've been feeling this way about you when I would chime into the pods or whatever, or the show, or whatever the case may be. I'm like, dude, he got cool chemistry, but because you said what you said, I felt like I had to stand on what I needed to stand on. But like, I feel like once people get in like in person with each other, the atmosphere might shift just based on the simple fact that the energy is different. You know what I'm saying? Like online, it's a different persona. You're putting on this persona, but in the flesh, in face to face, it might be, you feel me? It might be a different type of energy. So I feel like with Spuddy Face, no. I feel like with Spuddy Face in DC, I feel like
you like me.
No. Oh my God. Don't you got a wife?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna need you to simmer down.
He's trying to invite you over for New Year's. New Year's Eve. We trying to bring him in.
The sexual tension sticking up.
Polygamy is real.
Not real.
I'm getting
you are sitting in the middle. And I'm sorry.
I don't indulge.
I didn't know you work like that. I seen the twerking video. It's crazy.
But what I'm saying is though, like, you know, once you get face to face with a person, it may be different. So, you know, I feel like once Spuddy Face got in his face with DC, I popped it a lot on the Wednesday show, right? And you know, Ricky, you know, Jerry, you know,
it was valid
so
shit.
It's valid. But once you get into that atmosphere with that individual, it may shift. So at the end of the day, I'm not about to fault Spuddy Face for what he did, because in reality, now me knowing DC, I would have slapped the dog shit out of DC if I was Spuddy Face, because like you said, TAY F, now he's able to get on the internet, right? Just like what Ann said on the Wednesday show.
Where's he from in the town? Like, where's he?
We don't know. He ain't got no big homies.
Oh, shit.
He ain't got no big homies. We do not know.
That's a real native right there,
but like,
too.
Where in the town do he, like, say, like, where he...
We don't know. He don't got no big homies.
Crazy.
He don't got no...
I ain't gonna say that's crazy.
7-1, you ain't from the Ville, you ain't from the seminary.
I was gonna
be from the murders, you ain't from the killers. Where you from? I was gonna be more. You ain't from Dogtown, what, nigga?
Come from Yellow Forest.
I got niggas in Richmond, South, North, 8th Street. South, where you from?
North, South, West.
Man, niggas know me.
We gotta get some hats. Give us some hats. Y'all put on y'all hats, man. Come on, you got hats.
We don't know.
I broke that one. I was too big for it. I broke it.
Come on, we outside. Hats. 2026, man. 2026. Everybody, come on, give me that shit. Give me my hat. On the set. Yeah. We outside.
You used to be in the Bay Area, so you hearing that DC isn't from like a profound, notorious neighborhood. How do you feel about that?
Well, I was just confused because I was okay. Like first they say he's from Oakland, and normally, like if you from Oakland, people don't say like when you talk to other people that are. Even if you're not from the town, if you
either from the east or the west.
No, you finna say like he said. Oh, I'm from the Dubs. You feel me? Like
Berkeley?
Yeah.
Oakland, where you from?
You feel me? Like where's
look at Hefe with that?
He from Alameda.
But where even in Alameda?
That shit is hard. That shit is hard.
Are you from Park Street in Alameda?
Alameda,
West Alameda?
He might be from the group home in Alameda.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because He was in the group homes.
The Baby Jacks by High Street over there. Like,
wait, so does anybody know him familiar out there?
That's my whole question.
No.
Like, because
this is what we discussed on the show. Is that there's not people coming out holding him accountable.
This isn't a diss, by the way.
Let me talk to the ones that solidified in the streets. TAY F, okay, y'all stem solidified in LA, Long Beach, whatever. Y'all got little homies. Y'all grew up with homies, right? Y'all got little homies, big homies. DC don't got that. We don't.
When y'all heard about him, was it because of the LA street blogs and shit?
No, I've been new DC. I know the real DC.
But like when he blew up, was it because of the LA street blogs?
No, he blew up because of Northern California.
Was he doing the same sort of content?
No, he was being messy in Northern. He wasn't doing that. He couldn't do that in Northern California. He can't go to nobody hoods in Northern California. He might be able to now because of what LA was able to do for him. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if he went back up north, niggas will be clout chasing. They'll be trying to use his platform because LA let him do it for so long. But up north, he was being messy. All he did was talk about everybody's business on YouTube, just like I did. You know what I'm saying? Like,
do they like get on him for like the cases?
So the cases really didn't get exposed until like last year. So when it got exposed, he already made his way to LA. Like he was already making his way to LA because like he was kind of into it with a lot of like people up north. But the case didn't really come up until he started doing the vlogs in LA. The vlogs in LA. So we exposed him, me, West Coast Gang Wars, Hill Cabbage, we all exposed him. But
I seen it was in Alameda County, right? The case, so that means it was in Oakland.
That's Oakland, yeah. So with DC, like up north, he wasn't doing vlogs. He didn't even trust people enough to even do hood vlogs because he was funking with the whole Northern California. So he wasn't going to do that anyways. So he went to LA where he wasn't from, where nobody knew who he was. Nobody did their homework on him. You know what I'm saying? So that's why he was able to do his 1-2. We've been exposed him for the paperwork.
Okay.
So and I feel like with Wack, it was really premature that he didn't look over the paperwork before he chimed in, because you can't chime in. That's like me coming to LA and me trying to chime in on a situation and I'm not doing the proper research. Exactly. I'm not checking the paperwork.
He says so.
Fuck the conviction. He pleaded mental health diversion. Do you know anything about mental health diversion?
I actually do.
That's what he did. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sure Lush actually does.
I didn't know. I was crazy.
If anybody, Lush.
So yeah, we was just talking about this, right? Like anybody that knows anything about the judicial system, they passed a law where mental health diversion plays a role in, you know, how you're being sentenced or what charge you plead out to, whatever the case may be. Because, you know, I pled mental health diversion, whatever the case may be. So I did. So I'm speaking from experience, and I know DC. Me and DC were really close at a point in time, and he explained the situation. He said,
"So where's he from?"
Oh, I don't know.
Nobody knows. That's the crazy part. That's what we're trying to figure out.
He grew up in the system. He didn't have no parents or nothing. Okay. He ain't got no big homies, no little homies, no nothing. So what I'm saying is, with DC though, he explained the situation to me back in 2019, 2020. He said that 2020. I'm sorry. Let me reiterate that before he get on the internet and say, "Oh, she's lying with the woo woo." 2020. He said that he was fighting a case for the little girl because she lied about her age.
How old?
She was 14. So that's why the charge says 14 and under. Does it say that? I think it says that. So with DC, so with Wack, I feel like it was premature for him to chime in, because it's like, you're not from Northern California, so it's like, you know, and because I feel like you're trying to look the other way in regards to the situation, you're not trying to do your homework on it properly like you usually do, because you might want to do business with dude, or you might like his personality, which was me. I did the same thing with DC, so I'm not gonna fault.
Somebody get Lush a fucking cup. This nigga trying to drink out the bottle.
Waterfall that shit.
No waterfall.
No, ain't no waterfall for you, nigga. Your breath is.
I got great breath.
That nigga said your breath.
You know that.
I heard it first. He said,
"Humid,
don't drink out the bottle."
Lush been drinking out the bottle since the beginning of the whole episode. It's a whole new year. I'm not going to start the new year.
What did I just say earlier?
Alcohol
He
kills
relaxed.
it, first of
Didn't
all.
I just say that?
Sure.
I knew you relapsed.
Relax.
I knew you relapsed.
What do you mean?
Why you act like you got baptized and you all holy now and shit? Why you do that?
Holy. I'm
You
just like,
faking it.
God turned water into wine.
I mean, but we got it.
You
We got
turn
it.
water into alcohol.
Jaleec, man, y'all not paying attention, man. Some of these churches, man, they got hip hop priests.
They do.
It's priest hip hop.
Listen,
oh, he trying to think of a bag. Oh, he trying to.
Lush had $1 million church. Shit.
Listen, Lush is a nigga that's in, you know you do communion, you gotta drink the wine, and you gotta get the bread. Cuz it's taking a whole line of the wine shots, nigga. Like I know Lush.
It's grape juice.
Lush relapsed.
It's grape juice.
For sure.
But listen, I do want to say this. This is a crazy cash right here. I love this.
No cranberry.
This is fire.
Hey, I don't want to hear any Stones from Glass Houses Playgirl. So you feel me?
Hold on, I'm high right now, but hold on. Let me finish what I'm saying though. With the whole DC situation, I feel like Wack should have allowed Spuddy Face and DC to talk because DC would have dug himself in a deeper hole. He would have explained his side of the story, and y'all would have been like, "This ain't making sense." Y'all would have been able to read the room. Y'all would have been able to read the dialogue. Y'all would have been able to decipher and dissect what was really going on. DC told me out of his mouth that girl lied about her age. You're 24, 25 years old. Ain't no way no 14-year-old it is not in your face, and you're not able to dissect if she's a 14-year-old or not.
That's a fact.
And he had her
mental